right, crank on it. Out of gear.
Wow. Dude, that actually sounded good.
Not bad.
No, it sounded real good.
Had oil pressure?
It looked like it did.
Wow. Welcome back to Red, White, and Boosted, guys. My name is Colin, and I am again at Neil's Restoration. And today, I bought a new car, which is really just an old car. Neil, did you notice I put the top down?
Couldn't help noticing.
It looks so good, doesn't it?
Looks different.
This thing's coming alive. Okay, what this car is, guys. This is the rarest Triumph, aside from a couple of Ma cars they made in the 50s, you can possibly buy. This is a 1968 TR250, which, Neil, you ruined my shot. You really gonna moon the camera, man?
Aren't you supposed to pretend the camera's not there?
What the fuck? Are you serious? Cut! Alright, anyways, guys, so this is the rarest Triumph you can possibly buy. This is a 1968 TR250. And it probably looks a lot like my TR4 did because it is essentially a TR4 body with a TR6 six-cylinder engine, which is, of course, 50% more cylinders. So it's pretty good. It was working all pretty well. I've already started on this car. It was stuck. It's been parked here for 25 years, and we got it freed up and rolling on dry pack, and the brakes in the back were pretty seized, but they're good now. And we're testing the brake switch, or the ignition switch, because it was working and now it's not. No worky? Catch you guys up later. Welcome back, guys. So the TR250 is taking about as long as I thought. It's just when you work on it all the time, it's a longer experience than you think. I also shaved my face, which is weird. So we got to play a little bit of Parcheesi to get this out of here, but it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be cool. So I've put the new carburetors on today. Neil has advised me that I should probably paint the water pump and then take the old water pump off in preparation for the new aluminum radiator that I bought, and maybe even affix the hoses or something like that. I want to start the motor. Neil said that's a bad idea. We'll see what happens. Okay, so we've been busting away on this, and we got everything plugged away. Neil wants me to explicitly tell you that this is not the way that he would typically do things, and that he's only doing this because I've asked explicitly if I could, and that he wants me to say again, this is not the right way to do things. You need to have water in the fuel, in the coolant system. You need to have the radiator hooked up and the fuel and the water pump working right. But I'm an exception to the rule, and I just want to hear it run because at this point, the premise of doing a lot more work on this car and it possibly not running is somewhat daunting in my head. So of course, you know, it needs a whole interior, but I had the kit, so that's a different process. I have a top. I polished this up the other day and it looks pretty good. My plan is to just buff out the paint as much as I can and then clear coat the shit out of it. But for right now, it looks like we're getting pretty close. Yes, Neil?
Yep.
Okay, so what I've got to do now is I got to take the brake calipers off. This car's been sitting for 25 years and it is more than 50 years old. So I'm going to take the brake calipers off, have them rebuilt. Actually, I'm going to rebuild them. And then I bought new brake hoses. So all that I'm going to just cut and then I'll take it off so it's a lot easier. And soak all this stuff in PB Blaster so that it'll come off a lot easier. All right, so I've got the brake calipers off. I just soaked everything down with some PB Blaster. I think that's gonna be a good bet. So I'm gonna do the other side, and then I'm just waiting on fuel line to come from O'Reilly's, and then we're good to go. Okay, so Neil just torched these brake calipers, they're still smoking. And I think he did that to loosen up the rust that's on there. Should I touch that? That way I can put a wrench on it and take it off. So we can get to rebuilding these things.
Get the hose completely off of it, of course.
And then what else? What else, man?
After you do that, get it hot, get it warmed up,
Drain the oil?
and well, see if the clutch is going to work first.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
Yeah.
That's the deal.
Well, let's just do that now. Or do you think I should I do this first?
You don't have to do it.
I want to see the dramatics. Let's do the drama.
Of course.
Working on the Triumph once again. So I've done a lot of work on this Triumph. I actually know that it already runs. I didn't get it on video first, but it runs amazing. I put this nice aluminum radiator in, all new hoses, new master cylinder, new reservoir, new booster. I cleaned everything up just exactly the way that Neil would tell me to do it. So my plan is to get everything buttoned up and then just power wash the shit out of it and make a really nice video showing the body coming back alive. But right now is a really exciting time because we're adding fluid to the clutch master and kind of just cracking the line and letting some fluid get into it. It is working wonderfully, and we're going to find out soon if it is going to move under its own power or not. So I'll keep you guys in the loop. The rod's starting to move a little bit.
Starting to move a lot.
Yeah.
You know, you do this in stages. The first way to try and unstick a clutch is you put it in 4th gear. I'm not sure we're going in there. Can you push the car forward just a little bit? All right, we're in 4th gear.
Okay.
I got my foot all the way to the bottom.
Okay.
That presents the greatest amount of resistance to forward motion. That's how you start out trying to unstick a clutch. Okay, so foot's on the floor.
Wait, that means that it's free.
If that thing came unstuck, we're going to know in about 3 seconds. Unbelievable.
Dude!
Unbelievable.
Woo! Let me move the jack.
Clutch is unstuck.
Boom.
Anyway, that's really great because the next step it progresses in violence.
You put it on the jack.
Oh, yeah.
Slam it down on the ground.
That's the last thing you do.
Wow. It wants to go somewhere, man.
If it had brakes,
I could drive it.
Around the, you know.
So I'm gonna put the pads in, do the rears, and then I can drive it.
Yeah, you sure can.
So I gotta get this hooked up. It's running right now. 60 pounds of oil pressure. Temperature will come on board. The fuel level sender is working and the alternator is charging. The seat broke free.
What?
The seats broke free.
Literally broke.
Yeah. So it's idling right here, guys. This is pretty crazy. Neil thinks I should wait for it to warm up before I try the clutch, just so that if things are hot, they have a better chance of getting freed up, which I'm gonna agree with. But it's pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. Neil, give a little more rev. That's pretty cool. You think the idle's a little too low?
When it gets warmed up, it isn't.
I'm also shocked the heater core is not leaking.
This is it.
What's up, Colin?
It's gotta make that money. Lamborghini.
Hot Lamborghini.
Yeah. Down here in Ratlanta.
Damn, I bet the rotors on these things are not cheap.
That's cool. Go hard. All right, guys, that concludes today. Takes a long time to bring some of this back. I don't know if anyone's ever done detail work, but it's smooth. It's about as good as it's gonna get. I compounded all the paint on the hood. I've still got to do the rest of the car, but these top surfaces are the ones that just got beat by sun and water, and so I'll probably tackle the trunk next. And then I'll do the rear cowl right here and the front cowl. And then the rest of it is just machine buffing the sides. The sides really aren't that bad. There's one hole right there on the fender. This front side on this side got quite a lot of sunbake. But, I mean, once I really get a lot of this compound out of these cracks, and then I'm able to put some wax on it, it's going to probably really shine pretty well. So, what I'm gonna do is do the car, put the top on, get the interior in. I've got the trim for this. I had to pull the windshield to really polish on some of that. And then I've got a new scuttle vent right here. There's really not much left to do. probably dial the car in a little bit, but it looks great. And that's gonna wrap up today. Thanks guys, thanks for watching. All right, guys, we actually have shine in the paint. So I'm gonna keep at this, do the whole car, and then take some pictures what it looks like afterwards. It's a new day, guys, and I have a tag. So like I said before on this channel, if you have a car in Georgia before 1985 or older, you can get. So yeah, so getting the windshield installed, I had a small crack in one of them, and it wasn't gonna work, so I had them try to install it and it broke. So I got another one out of the junk pile at Neil's, and now they're installing here at Glass Inc. So this is what the windshield looks like. And then these old windshields, you just put a rope around the seal and pull it in. Probably should have done it myself to save some money, but you know, if there's a professional that's done a lot of them, then that always helps. Here's the seal, looks good. Just getting the final wipe down. And we got the original triplex. Alright guys, so this is coming into the final days of the car being here at Neil's, and we are just starting on tuning the carburetors. So we just hooked up all the choke and it works pretty well. So I've done quite a lot of work to the car. I don't know if it's obvious or not, but I've cleaned out the interior. I put a new dash pad on the top. These were rusted, the bolts to hold these down, so I've got to buy a new one of those, but it actually doesn't look that bad. And I got this dash that I'm going to put some linseed oil on from a TR6. Of course, the outside of the body is linseed oiled, and it looks great. I polished a little bit on the chrome valve cover. I got a license plate. I ordered a custom one that says TR250. Yeah, it's pretty cool. New battery cable, new steering rag joint, new distributor internal stuff, radiator, thermostat, carburetors, fuel pump. All the lights work like they're supposed to. Pretty cool. So once I get the correct dashboard, this is for a later TR6. I'm going to put in the original early TR6 or TR250. And then Corey, you'll see him on this soon. We're going to do the floor pans. I have new floor pans, and I have a new interior. So the only thing left to do after that will be tires and a convertible top. And this puppy will be finito. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. Well guys, it's definitely a car. It's working, and the speedometer is even working. So I just put a tank of gas in it, 11 gallons. I didn't fill it up all the way. I just left like the last, top bit empty. It's charging pretty well. The temperature's staying cool. Got 25 pounds of oil pressure at idle, and it idles around 1,000. Neil says that TR6s don't really like to idle, and they kind of have some weird idle issues, so that's okay, but obviously I want to address some of that. But right now it is what it is. It looks good, it feels good. I could probably set the seat a little farther back, but you know, all that's awesome. Of course, I've already told you guys this dash is not for this car, it's for a late TR6. So I have a new one on order. They're very expensive for the appropriate gauge arrangement. There is a small noise coming out of the rear end. It sounds like something's like hitting something when I'm accelerating at speed. It's a car. It's pretty cool. I ended up just taking the car from Neil's. He's got a really busy parking lot. I just took it to a brewery, and I don't recommend drinking and driving. I just got some food, but I'm actually sitting in traffic in the TR250, and it is nighttime. So I probably need to address some of the lights, make sure everything's grounded correctly. It's noisy! So I'm going to take I-20 home to Smyrna from Decatur. Everything is charging correctly. I have the lights on. I can see the lights in the back bumper of this other car. All the side markers are working, of course. Got almost a full tank of gas. I'm at 25 pounds of oil pressure. Temperature's warming up. It's certainly an experience. There's a lot of rust flying up in the air when I drive it. The speedometer is actually working, which is shocking. Okay, we're getting on the highway. I-20 in Atlanta. Let's see what happens. Differential mounts are shot. I can hear that fucking rattling all over.
So, we're going to try to fix that really quick. See what we got going on.
We might need to replace
Looks
the
good.
bowl of what's deteriorated underneath, but I just want to wipe off this small little section.
Cut it, everything.
So I've been working on this on and off.
Could have been an option.
Just on this Sunday, watching Derek on Vice Grip Garage on the TV, sitting next to the Jag. Anyways, I'm by no means a interior guy, but I got this door panel looking pretty good. Check that out. And yeah, I know that it's a pretty simple ordeal, but you know, it's metal clips and a lot of this you know, all the stuff I'm using was free. At least not tools, but parts came with the car. The guy, you know, he had the idea that he was going to restore the car, so he had all these parts. So he bought all these parts like 20 years ago. They're pretty, by today's standards, I wouldn't even consider them new old stock. They're reproduction pieces. Some of them are genuine from stand part and stuff like that. But I mean, you know, they're fragile parts still. I mean, a lot of it's cardboard backing that's pretty, you know, hardened up and pretty brittle. I reused the fixtures here, but it looks pretty good. The next thing I'm going to do is probably finish up the other side and then finish out the back. That way we can weld in the floor pans. I had the seat covers as well that came with the car. I'll get that buttoned up, and then we'll be almost done. The only thing I have left to do besides that will be the convertible top, and then really clean the engine bay so that I can put a nice coat of linseed oil on it as well. So that's what we're doing here. It looks pretty good.